Welcome to Fantastic Vision. Please subscribe us before you watch today's video. If you always watch our channel, you may know that the news of the US ban on Chinese semiconductor. The United States frequently revises chip rules. In order to prevent the rise of Chinese companies, the United States also woos European countries to join the restrictions. For example, an agreement was reached with the Netherlands to readjust the rules for the shipment of DUV lithography machines. Also, under the influence of the United States, Germany will also ban Huawei and ZTE 5G equipment. In addition, behind the United States' reduction of dependence on China's rare earth industry chain, there are also European countries' participation. Jointly with Europe to sanction Chinese companies, China decisively launched a counterattack, and a large number of Chinese companies have withdrawn investment from Europe. The Chinese market is huge, and there are unlimited consumer market potentials in all walks of life, so Western suppliers have entered China to do business. Apple, Qualcomm in the United States, Samsung Electronics in South Korea, Volkswagen in Europe, ASML, etc., have obtained 30% or even higher revenue returns from the Chinese market in their respective fields. The attitude of the Chinese market has always been open and cooperative. Foreign companies can obtain returns in the Chinese market according to their own abilities. Chinese companies participating in the competition can also promote greater scientific and technological research and development and make progress together in healthy competition. Different from China's open and cooperative attitude, European countries follow in the footsteps of the United States, arbitrarily restricting the development of Chinese companies, hindering Chinese companies from obtaining advanced technology and facilities, and changing the pattern of the global industrial chain. Everyone can see these things. Huawei cannot obtain chip foundry, SMIC cannot import EUV lithography machines, etc. Behind them are the United States. However, no matter how strong the US technology is, it still has a certain scope, and it is impossible to cover all market industries. Therefore, the US joined forces with Europe to sanction Chinese companies and expand the scope of restrictions. Even if it is not American technology, it can still achieve the corresponding restriction purpose. With Europe joining the restrictive camp of the United States, the environment for doing business in the European market is not what it used to be. Chinese enterprises decisively launched a counterattack and withdrew a large number of investments. Relevant data show that last year, China made only 139 investments in the European market, compared with 309 investments in 2016, with an investment amount of about $89 billion. Among them, Huawei also has an investment project of £1 billion, about 8.4 billion yuan, in the UK. It plans to build an optoelectronic R&D centre in Cambridge, UK. If the project is completed, it will greatly promote scientific and technological progress for the UK. However, the UK has publicly stood in line, abandoning Huawei's 5G cooperation, and has to dismantle Huawei's equipment before 2027. Huawei obtained the project land as early as 2020, and has not started construction until now. British media reported that Huawei would abandon the investment, and Huawei responded that it was still under evaluation. It is an assessment, but it actually depends on the attitude of the United Kingdom. If the United Kingdom insists on excluding Huawei and cannot provide a good market environment, it may be difficult for this investment to land. If Huawei really had the idea of investing in the UK, perhaps the money would have been implemented long ago. So far no projects have been carried out, which can only show that the investment environment in the UK market has changed and decisions cannot be made lightly. Europe is building a semiconductor industry and has provided subsidies of €43 billion. Although Europe also has its own chip manufacturing giants, it cannot support high-end chip manufacturing. In addition, building the semiconductor industry requires the support of global resources. China has a rich and huge supply chain, and Europe also needs to do business with China. However, judging from the attitude of Europe, the exchanges with the United States are closer, especially the actions against the semiconductor industry are becoming more and more frequent. The Netherlands has joined the US agreement and does not allow ASML to continue to ship high-end DUV lithography machines. It has clearly made its own choice and has no plans to look back. I don't know if the Netherlands has thought about what will happen to the semiconductor industry in the Netherlands in the long run if ASML cannot ship normally. Perhaps it will become more dependent on the cooperation of the United States and gradually lose the opportunity of independent choice. Then, will Chinese companies withdraw their investment from Europe? Will they lose market trade orders? After all, Europe is not a small market. If the capital is withdrawn, wouldn't it be difficult for money? In fact, things are not that simple. Chinese companies and the European market rely on orders differently. Chinese companies are backed by the huge Chinese market, and they can also find market opportunities in China. However, European countries are in the critical development period of many industries such as semiconductors and new energy. The technological resources and capital in the hands of Chinese enterprises are very attractive to them. For example, Ningde Era built a battery factory in Germany, which can bring great industrial advantages to the local area. If Chinese companies withdraw their investment, the European market may be more affected. China has included rare earth extraction technology, photovoltaic silicon wafer preparation technology, and laser radar on the list of export restrictions and export prohibitions. These are technical products that Europe currently needs. If you do not cooperate with the Chinese market, you may not be able to find a substitute. The best choice before Europe is to restore normal trade and open the door to provide a fair and competitive market environment for foreign companies. This is more important than any platoon behavior. The basis for win-win cooperation is cooperation. If you agree with the point of view of this video, please like it, welcome to Forward, leave a message and share.